British authorities also announced that it had started a criminal investigation into potential money laundering. Did Hunter Biden leave the board? No. What happened was then, only then, did the company choose to announce that Hunter Biden had joined the board.
We're going to listen in on Pamela Bondi. She's addressing about the impeachment
and his
trial
oligarch owner, Zlochevsky,
regarding President Donald J. Trump.
And a criminal
And here's the
investigation
legal matters that you're hearing.
Hunter Biden's decision to join Burisma raised flags almost immediately.
Long before President Trump was even
One article
president.
from
That's
May
why
2014
it's treason.
stated,
Yeah, it's not
the
him.
appointment of
It's
Joe
not
Biden's
President
son
Trump at all.
to the board
Who's
of
in trouble.
Ukrainian gas firm
He's not in any
Burisma
trouble at
has
all. In
raised
fact,
eyebrows the world
if you
over.
lay out the case for what happened in 2008,
Even an
it
outlet
led
with bias
to
for
the election of
Democrats
President Trump.
pointed out
This
Hunter
is all
Biden's
from
activities
2008,
created a conflict of
2000.
interest
Yeah,
for Joe
I mean,
Biden.
this stuff goes back
The
long
article
before
stated,
he even
the
joined.
move raises questions about a potential conflict of
Everybody
interest for
always
Joe Biden.
speculated if President Trump would
And
run.
even Chris
in the
Hines,
80s, right?
Hunter
Okay.
Biden's own
So
business
if you get a
partner,
little history about
had
this, so
grave
we're going to
concerns.
catch up here. This is what's going on now.
he thought that working with
going
Burisma
back to
was
what happened in
unacceptable. This is
and,
Chris Hines.
W
He
77,
was worried
all
about the
the
corruption, the
fairness
geopolitical
doctrine
risk,
stuff that's been
and
going
how
on
bad
censorship
it
on
would
YouTube.
look.
You just get a better feel.
So he wisely distances himself
Yeah.
from Hunter Biden and Devin Archer's appointments to Burisma. He didn't simply call his
See how
stepfather
they
Secretary of
they
State
stole our
and say,
cell
"Have a
phones
problem
and
with this."
started
He
doing
didn't tell
some
his
nonsense
friends,
that
"Hey
I
guys,
never
I'm not getting on the
ever
board.
been
I'm
through.
the one
Like
nothing to
I
do with
posted
this."
stuff, but it was
He went
exploited,
so far
and we were
as to
abused in
send
it,
an
and we were
email
assaulted
to
this way.
senior State Department officials about this issue. This is Chris Hines. He wrote, apparently, Devin and Hunter have joined the board of Burisma, and a press release went out today. I can't speak to why they decided
We were
to,
assaulted
but
by
there is no
Epstein.
investment by
We were
our
assaulted by
firm
Epstein.
in their company.
Right before this all started,
What did Hunter Biden
right about
do?
this time,
He stayed on the board.
when I was living at the
What did
older
Chris
part,
Hines do? He subsequently
We started getting
stopped
assaulted by
doing
these people.
business
And
with
then we got
his
assaulted by
college
Epstein and these
roommate,
people.
Devin
They
Archer,
started leaving all
and his
kinds of
friend,
very
Hunter
spooky
Biden.
messages. I mean, we're
Chris
talking about
Hines'
in that back
spokesperson
area,
said,
there was corruption.
The lack
Like,
of judgment
I
in this
have not ever
matter was a
experienced
major
corruption like that,
catalyst
ever.
for Mr. Hines ending his business relationship
This was
with
corruption.
Mr. Archer
Like, that's what
and Mr.
domestic
Biden.
terrorism looks like to me.
Now, the
Except
media
for the
also
thing is
noticed
that they were sent
the same day,
the
an ABC
Epstein
News
type
reporter
people
asked
that were
Obama White House
involved
Press
in this.
Secretary Jay Carney about it. Here's what happened.
It was going
Hunter
on
Biden has now taken
from
a position with
2016 up
the
until
largest oil and
midnight
gas
today.
holding company in Ukraine. Is there any concern about at least the appearance of a conflict there? See the vice president.
I would refer you to the vice president's office. I saw those reports.
They were
Hunter
literally
Biden and
mentally
other
abused.
members.
I mean, they were
of the
literally
Biden
mentally
family are
abused
obviously
people
private
on
citizens.
Facebook and social media.
uh,
And you guys, if you were experiencing
where they
any
work is not,
forms of torture or any
does not
abuse,
reflect an endorsement by
that
the
would go right
administration,
along with the brief that we are
by
filing
the vice president.
against the Democrats, because the
President's
Democrats were involved in something very
The
corrupt.
next day,
See, the
the Washington Post ran
addresses
a
and the
story about
mailing,
it.
where your mail
It
goes to
said,
does matter, and how your mail gets there,
the
and
appointment
how
of the
you
vice
vote
president's son
matters.
to a
Like,
Ukrainian
if
oil
you can't
board
have the ability to go vote and your
nepotistic at
vehicles
best,
been
nefarious
seized,
at worst.
this is the type of search and seizures that were going
Again,
on.
the appointment
Like
of the
that,
vice
this is the
president's
kind of
son
stuff that is rises to
Ukrainian
a
oil
whole
board
different level.
looks
Like we're talking about
nepotistic at best,
who really,
nefarious
what's really
at
going on
worst.
with the
And the
inside.
media
Because
didn't
this is
stop
what my dad
questioning,
said in
asking
1990.
questions here.
He
It
said
kept
there were
going.
so
Here's
many
ABC.
corrupt inside jobs going on.
The cancer.
Look at this. Look at these are images of children that are beat. Again, it goes back to the Persian Gulf War. Like our
On your light
soldiers
squad,
are there.
I'm here making them come back on, and it makes
Basically,
me feel good, like I'm making a difference.
protecting the opioids fields, that the drugs that come in here to the United States are protected for.
Mitsubishi Outlander, Eclipse
you
and
know what's
Mirage
going
with
on
brand new
with the drugs.
Mitsubishi
Those
starting under
images of
15
babies.
grand. Get it all for
Physically
less,
being
even
beaten,
0%
like,
for
I mean, this
72
is
months. Deal
unbelievable.
Mitsubishi,
Unprecedented.
Route 8 Butler. Our prices bring buyers in, our people keep them coming back.
I mean, I've never seen anything like this.
But then, something strange happened.
Depravity.
Just 3 weeks later, a Ukrainian natural gas company, Burisma, accused of corruption, appoints Hunter Biden, seen here in their promotional videos, to their board of directors, paying his firm more than $1 million a year.
Here's more from ABC. Continued on.
And Ukraine wasn't the only country where Hunter Biden's business and his father's diplomacy as vice president intersected. It also happened in China.
This video shows Chinese diplomats greeting Vice President Biden as he arrived in Beijing in December of 2013. Right by his side, his son Hunter. Less than 2 weeks later, Hunter's firm had new business, creating an investment fund in China involving the government-controlled Bank of China, with reports
And
they
look how
hope
many
to
of your
raise
family members
$1.5
just
billion.
for being involved and engaged.
In
Like,
fact,
you could be,
every
you could have voted
witness
for Trump. You could
who
vote
was
for
asked about
Barack
Hunter
Obama.
Biden's
You
involvement
could
with
change your vote.
Burisma
That's the
agreed
thing, you can change your mind.
there was a potential
What?
appearance of a
That's the
conflict
great thing
of
about being an
interest.
American. You can change your mind.
Multiple
You don't
House
have to
Democrat
vote
witnesses,
for anyone.
including those
There's a lot of
from the
people for the first time,
Department
though,
of
are
State,
engaged
the National Security
in something
Council,
that matters, because it
and
does
others
matter. It matters where
unanimously
your family
testified
is going to prosper.
there was
Now,
a
right now,
potential appearance
4,000
of a
jobs
conflict
are
of
going to be
interest.
available here in the Pittsburgh
These were
area.
big
Do you
witnesses.
imagine that? Income
How much
jump
money
for
did
welders
Hunter
right
Biden
now.
get for being on
4,000
board?
jobs now just been posted.
Well, you start looking at this bank
Ugh.
records, according to reports.
Things are looking
between
up
April
big time,
2014
and I promise
October
you,
2015,
We've been
Burisma
waiting for
paid more than
an opportunity to see
$3.1
America turn around for over 40
to
years.
Devin Archer and
I
Hunter
know
Biden.
I know my uncles and
That's
my
over
dad
the
would be
course of a year and a half.
they'd be
How do we
celebrating
know this? Some of Devin Archer's
to
bank
see their
records
children
were
prosper
disclosed
for the
during
first
an
time.
unrelated federal criminal case.
You can
having
prosper.
nothing
You
do
don't
with
have to
Hunter
feel
Biden.
bad for being successful. That's what your parents
These bank
want you to
records
do,
show
succeed and
17
do well.
months that
My
Burisma
uncle,
hired
he
two
retired
payments
at JNL,
of
$4 million. There's no reason for anyone to
not
waste
just for
one more
month,
day.
for 2
Invest
months,
into
for
your
3
future
months,
now.
But for 17
You know, look at the
months.
gold standard and
According
look
to
at what the
Reuters,
gold
sources report
the gold
that
standard means a lot right now.
of
To somebody that's
$83,333
looking to future
each.
into a future
One
investor.
was for Hunter
Your
Biden
children
and
will
one
benefit
Devin Archer.
now. The decisions
Now,
you
Hunter
make
Biden
now
was
are
paid
going to benefit your
significantly
children and your
more than
grandchildren
board
now.
members for
And into the
major
future.
U.S. Fortune
And
100
with
companies,
Bitcoin
such as
and
Goldman
looking at the
Sachs,
alternative,
Comcast, Citigroup.
like I love what Bitcoin is going to do here. I
The
love
typical board member
it'll
of
take
these
you away
Fortune
from all
100
the
companies,
traditional
we know they're tied to their
exchange
industry,
and
they're
get
highly
into a new
qualified,
exchange,
and as
which
such, they're
to
well
me
compensated.
offers
Even
diversity,
so,
a
Hunter
whole
Biden was
different
paid
diversity.
significantly
But I was
more.
ecstatic. I love what
This is
Bitcoin
how well he
doing.
was
I love it.
compensated.
At first, I was a skeptic, and
So
then
Hunter Biden is
it
paid
grew on
over
me, and I realized that,
$83,000 a month,
whoa, we're getting there.
while the average American family of 4 during that time, each year, made less than $54,000. And that's according to U.S. Census Bureau during that time. And this is what's been reported about his work on the board. The Washington Post said, quote, "What specific duties Hunter Biden carried out for Burisma are not fully known," end quote. The New Yorker reported, quote, "Once or twice a year, he attended Burisma board meetings and energy forums that took place in Europe," end quote. When speaking with ABC News about his qualifications to be on Burisma's board, Hunter Biden didn't point to any of the usual qualifications of a board member. Hunter Biden had no experience in natural gas, no experience in the energy sector, no experience with Ukrainian regulatory affairs. As far as we know, he doesn't speak Ukrainian. So naturally, the media has asked questions about his board membership. Why was Hunter Biden on this board?
If your last name wasn't Biden, do you think you would have been asked to be on the board of Burisma?
I don't know. Probably not.
So let's go back and talk about his time on the board. Remember, he joined Burisma's board April 2014 while the United Kingdom had an open money laundering case against Burisma and its owner, the oligarch Zlochevsky. On August 20th, 2014, 4 months later, the Ukrainian Prosecutor General's office initiates a money laundering investigation into the same oligarch, Zlochevsky. This is one of 15 investigations into Burisma and Zlochevsky, according to a recent public statement made by the current Prosecutor General. On January 16, 2015, prosecutors put Zlochevsky, the owner of Burisma, on whose Hunter Biden sat on his board, on the country's wanted list for fraud, while Hunter Biden's on the board. Then a British court orders Zlochevsky's $23 million in assets be unfrozen. Why was the money unfrozen? Deputy Assistant Secretary Kent testified to it.
Somebody in the General Prosecutor's Office of Ukraine shut the case, issued a letter to his lawyer, and that money went poof.
So essentially paid a bribe to make the case go away.
That is our strong assumption, yes, sir.
He also testified that the Ukrainian Prosecutor General's office's actions led to the unfreezing of the assets. After George Kent's confirmation, that prosecutor was out. Victor Shokin becomes the Prosecutor General. This is the prosecutor that you'll hear about later, the one that Vice President Biden has publicly said he wanted out of office. In addition to flagging questions about previous prosecutors' actions, George Kent also specifically voiced other concerns, this time to the Vice President's office about Hunter Biden. In February 2015, he raised concerns about Hunter Biden to Vice President Biden's office.
In a briefing call with the National Security Staff of the Office of the Vice President in February of 2015, I raised my concern that Hunter Biden's status as a board member could create the perception of a conflict of interests.
But House managers didn't tell you that. This is all while Hunter Biden sat on Burisma's board. Did Hunter Biden stop working for Burisma? No. Did Vice President Biden stop leading the Obama administration's foreign policy efforts in Ukraine? No. In the meantime, Vice President Biden is still at the forefront of the U.S.-Ukraine policy.
Remember, in the middle of the night, you have to remember what was going on at that time. We were sleeping, and this was happening in the middle of the night.
Around the same time of the $1 billion
alley
announcement,
deals.
other people
We
raised
watched.
the issue of a conflict.
We watched some of it. We saw some of it. And we were asleep most of it.
As Special
so you have to remember,
Obama
when you're
administration
in bed sleeping,
special
and somebody
envoy
does
for
that,
energy
an intruder
policy
comes into your
told the New
home, that's
Yorker
kind of how it feels to be
it raised Hunter
the
Biden's
intrusions that
participation
were
on the
done.
board of
That's why it says
Burisma.
don't tread
He
on
raised
me.
it
Most of you
directly
would not
with
intrude
the
on
Vice
someone,
President
right?
himself.
Yeah.
This is a special envoy to President Obama. And the media had questions too. December 8th, 2015. The New York Times publishes an article. The Prosecutor General Shokin was investigating Burisma
when my
and
dad
its
was
owner, Zlochevsky.
serving,
The Times report.
when he served, it was in
Here's their
1950.
quote.
It's just
The credibility of the Vice President's
this is the kind of
anti-corruption
stuff that
message
foreign
may have been
countries-
undermined by the
we sat and
association of his
agonized
son,
for years
Hunter Biden,
watching
end quote,
the
with
constant
Burisma
corruption.
and its owner,
This is
Zlochevsky.
it's unprecedented.
And
See
it
this
wasn't just
level
one
of corruption.
reporter who asked questions about the
And
line between
why would you
Burisma
blame
and the Obama
anybody for being
administration.
upset for what you
As
witnessed?
we learned recently through
what we
reporting on
witnessed
Fox
is like
News,
everything
on
was
January
being,
19th, 2016,
corruption
there was
on
a
every
meeting
level.
between
just
Obama
access to
administration
abusing
officials
children
and
and
Ukrainian
any child
prosecutors.
is